if you want to understand brain-machine interfaces, okay, to see what this wizard hat is and the challenge of getting it, in a real way, you have to understand the brain. You have to understand how it works, and then you can see why this is so hard. So this is really cool. It's really cool. The more you learn about it, the more you can appreciate how unbelievable the human brain is. It's the most complex object that we know of in the universe. It can do over a quadrillion calculations per second. It's got over 100 billion neurons in it, all right? And it does it all on 20 watts of energy, okay? A computer that would need to do the same exact level of calculations per second, a computer would need 24 million watts of energy, over 1 million times as much energy. It's a truly remarkable thing. It changes, it learns, and it does so in a very kind of just elegant way. So the more you learn about it, the more you appreciate it. And you realize that what happened is, if you look at the inside of our brains, the closer you go to the middle, the closer it looks a lot like all the other brains out there in the animal world. So at the very center, you have your kind of brain stem, okay, which is basically a full frog's brain inside of your brain. So you can even see it closer here. That the stuff kind of that stem going down and the scrotum-looking thing on the right. That is the brain stem that is very similar to what a frog. That controls your breathing, that controls your heartbeat, balance, things like that. Okay, it's very behind the scenes. Now above that, wrapped around that, you have this innovation that happened really in mammals. It's this really, mammals only have this limbic system, that you can actually have emotions and you can have kind of a deeper thing, but it's together, these two systems form our animal brain. Okay, it's the part of you that wants to eat and reproduce, and it feels fear and it feels emotions, okay? Then you get to this outer area, all right? This is the cortex. It's, different names for it, the neocortex. I'm just going to call it the cortex. But this is a cross-section where actually what you're seeing there, it looks like it's like 1 inch thick, but it's actually, that's just the edge of it being wrapped down through the middle of your brain. You can see what I'm talking about here. This is a cross-section the other way, front to back, all right? So you can see the middle, between the two hemispheres, you actually have the cortex, which is this dark gray area, wrapping around, and it kind of wraps around, and this is this amazing thing that happened, because innovations in the brain went outwards, okay? So basically, as species got more advanced, they started kind of building new features on the outside, and it went out. But the skull is a certain size. It can't get bigger because a woman could not birth a larger-headed child. That's literally the limitation here. And so what the brain did is it started creating these folds to increase surface area. So you can have more and more and more of this really high-tech outer area, this cortex, without increasing the brain. It's unbelievable that nature can figure this out, that evolution can do this. Okay, and so you can see they call it gray matter and white matter for a reason. Gray matter is the stuff on the outer edge, and it's actually made of the heads of the neurons. That's the brain of the neuron. That's the real information. Okay, the white is the wiring that comes down from each neuron to either through your spinal cord to help you move and feel things, so it connects to the rest of your body, to your peripheral nervous system, or connecting with other neurons in your brain. But actually, it's this outer area, and you can see these are kind of really cool artist renditions of what's going on. This beautiful kind of there's a real difference between what's going on in this outer area and the wiring underneath. So you are this outer area. Everything that you think of as you, your personality, your memories, your ability to hear and feel and see and talk and everything that makes you you happens on this little outer bark area of the brain, okay? And if you unwrapped it, it would, it'd be about a 19-inch by 19-inch napkin. You are a napkin, okay? And you can see how much bigger the cortex is than the brain. This is the magic of the folds of the surface area. It can increase at a huge rate with these folds. So this is really cool. And the reason I'm focusing on the cortex is because this is where the brain-machine interface needs to interact with. Okay, this is the great puzzle: is how do we go from the cortex out to the real world with with using some kind of device.